So more blood for the Blood Queen. Garuda, a vampire-themed Warframe, has been buffed with the Rising Tide update, and she is a Warframe that can spread slash effects all day long, a kind of mobile hunter munitions where bleeds go to everyone. Welcome on in, you beautiful feckers, how you all doing? So Garuda is a Warframe that I've spent the last week revisiting both on and off Twitch streams. She has serious self-sustainability, she can tank, can deal damage, can heal, can debuff, she can regenerate energy with her bloodletting ability by sacrificing 50% of her current health and of course gaining energy in return. She can heal herself and teammates with those blood altars, which of course blood altars stack. Multiple of them will increase the amount of heals you gain, while also protecting herself with her dread mirror ability, although just from the front, and she can spread bleeds, like I said, like the best of them. So popping altars down, sacrificing health to regen energy and healing right back up while getting work done. But recently, like I said, she got a few quality of life buffs and changes with the Rising Tide update that allows you a bit more wiggle room when modding her, and these are those changes. Her bloodletting cast animation is now faster. Her bloodletting also now gives you 35% energy back instead of 25%, which was what it used to give when you sacrifice 50% of her health. So you're getting more energy refunded. Now this amount jumps to 49% energy refunded if you have a streamline mod equipped, so almost half of your energy back for half of your health, which feels like a fair trade. Now they've also reduced the Seeking Talons charge time, the cast animation for Seeking Talons, which is great because it was a slow animation, which meant we were modding for it, even though I'm still going to mod for it. And they've increased the Seeking Talons status chance from 50% to 75%. This is the biggest change that she has received. The old Garuda needed 200% power strength for her Seeking Talons ability to give you a 100% status chance on dealing extra slash effects or bleed effects on enemies with weapons and ability damage. So basically when you would debuff an enemy with Seeking Talons and then deal damage to them, you would get extra bleed effects or extra slash effects. Now that percentage is down to 134% power strength needed, not 200, which you can get from a maxed intensify and an unranked Augur Secrets along with it, or a rank 1 power drift. But to be fair, you'll probably still want more than 134% power strength because her blood altars healing amount over time is also affected by her power strength. But it definitely gives you more in terms of wiggle room for your builds with Garuda now. Seeking Talons has always been amazing. I mean, having 100% status chance and guaranteed slash effects with your weapons alone is amazing, especially with the phase 2 melee changes. The Grand Prime's heavy attacks getting huge bleeds because of Seeking Talons on every hit is absolute bonkers. Helps of course with condition overload setups as well. Not to mention you're also getting the chance of those slash effects for your primary and secondary weapons as well. So with that wiggle room, it's going to allow you to mod for more survivability or more range or more efficiency, entirely up to you. But these are my current builds for Garuda. My first mod setup is all about running solo more than anything else. I've got Growing Power as the aura because it activates off status effects, which of course happen a lot with Garuda, especially with Seeking Talons. When it procs, of course, you will also have more effective healing blood altars. It has a higher amount of health and armor with Umbral Vitality and Fiber. Adaptation because, well, it's it's adaptation. Natural Talent for a faster casting animation, which I still feel like she needs, which is again a personal choice mod. My power strength is above the amount needed to give you that 100% chance on Seeking Talons. I've got a decent amount of efficiency for more energy gained when you sacrifice your health with bloodletting, and I've got a bit of added duration for a longer time on those healing towers and keeping that debuff up longer on enemies as well from Seeking Talons. Now my second build is more about duration, range and power strength for healing towers when running in a squad, but it also has of course umbral mods and speed drift for a faster casting animation. Now for my final mod setup, which of course is for the Blood God, the Blood Orb Nuke setup, it is based around the orb or the blood heart that you gain from Garuda's Dread Mirror ability, basically her number 1. This is her scaling damage setup for endurance runs. With this you basically cast her 1 to gain the Dread Mirror and of course the Blood Orb that hangs above the mirror. This then absorbs a percentage of incoming damage into the blood heart or blood orb, Casting Seeking Talons on enemies will then cause them to be affected by the debuff, which gives you a guaranteed slash proc from weapons and abilities. So then when you charge up her Dread Mirror ability again, it will throw that blood orb or that blood heart, dealing a lot of damage as a result, but also very, very high amounts of slash procs. So basically, like I said, this scales with enemy levels, so it is the preferred endurance setup for any Garuda, as it absolutely nukes rooms. Now, if you wanted to build her for a quick thinking, kind of pain threshold or primed sure-footed setup, then again, that's entirely up to you. I've got mine formatted this way with different polarities, so I'm not exactly in a hurry to kind of reformat a setup, although I might put my Umbral Forma in Garuda once I get that from this season's Nightwave. Now for Arcanes, I've gone for Arcane Avenger for increased crit chance, and of course Arcane Strike for a faster melee attack speed, because since phase 2 hit with melee is the kind of weapon of choice that I've been using more than anything else. Now speaking of that, Garuda's Talons, when you choose to not equip a melee weapon, you get to mod her Talons. Where do I start with those? They can get the job done, they really can, they're not bad. They can kill high level gunners, especially when those gunners are affected by the Seeking Talons debuff, giving you extra bleeds. And as an example, this is them against level 150 heavy gunners, and they're getting work done. However, since melee phase 2, they feel really underpowered compared to other weapons that you can choose to run with instead. They don't perform as well. If you take the Venka Prime Claws as an example, this is them against level 165 heavy gunners with the exact same build and stance. Malicious Raptor, of course, is my stance of choice because it has more slash procs in the combos built into it. Bleeds on top of bleeds, if you will. And as you can see, the Venka absolutely melts. It has no Riven equipped, so Garuda's Talons are good, just not up to par with other melee choices like the Dual Ichor, the Frago Prime, the Fang Prime, the Legion, the Orthos Prime, the Gram Prime, any of the sides right now like Hate or Reaper Prime, just to name a few, even the Dual Carries. So it would also be nice if her claws at some point received some kind of a boost in damage or crit chance. Now for my Venka Prime build, because I know someone's probably going to ask for it, you'll have to stay tuned. Consensual hand-holding isn't for everyone, okay? Video for it will be up tomorrow. Let me know what you think of Garuda. Do me a huge favour and hit that like button if you enjoyed the video, or don't if you didn't. Subscribe for more Warframe, and as always, thanks very much for watching.